This week's project is mass organization in plywood boxes. Should be interesting. Okay, so I lied a little, guys. I mean, I'm building plywood boxes. How interesting can you actually make a video about building plywood boxes? But I mean, I love it. This is fantastic. I have been planning this for 3 months. So I'm over the moon about this. This thing is going to hold the bolts, the nails, the screws, the washers, tape, glues, anything I can get in here. So we're going to see how much stuff I can fit into a space that is 2 feet deep, 6 feet wide, and 7 feet tall. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's a lot. Because it has to. Once I finally got all the stuff that was in that corner removed, which some of it will be going back, quite a bit of it, because apparently not very much stuff was actually able to be stored in there, but whatever. I started in on all the cabinet pieces, and I'm just going with 5/8 rough plywood, basic stuff. It's going to be holding hardware. You're not going to see the frame, it's just structural. So, structural plywood it is. And just as a side note, this is not actually how you're supposed to build cabinets. This is me building plywood boxes with small cleats at the 4 corners to hold it together easier, and giving me enough meat to be able to put my sliders in. This isn't really how you're supposed to build cabinets, and this isn't really the material you're supposed to build cabinets out of. But this is material and the way I'm building my cabinets. Once all the pieces were cut, I started screwing and gluing all of these brackets to the top and bottom of all the sides. This was going to give me meat in order to attach them all together, but also meat at the bottoms especially in order to attach the hardware for the sliders. Once all those cleats were on the sides, I then just started attaching the top and bottom, which was again just glued and screwed into place. When I attached my cleats, I made sure to drop them down the thickness of the top and the bottom, so that once everything was screwed together this way, it would all be nice and flush. I did the same sort of idea with the back. You can see that the cleats aren't actually flush to the top of the piece here. That's because this is where the back is going to attach, and I wanted the back to be flush with all the other plywood. These are being built in a kind of modular fashion, because I've been having trouble getting things that I've been building in the basement shop out of the basement shop. So I made sure that these things were definitely going to fit outside if I had to move them. And it's very likely within the next year or so I'll be moving this shop to a different location. So I wanted to make sure that these things could be taken apart into a reasonably large fashion, but still be able to get out the door. I also added a center divider to each one of the boxes in order to reduce the width of the drawers. These things are going to be filled up with hardware, and hardware can get really heavy really quickly. Okay, now that you guys can see what I'm building, while I screw these together, I'll give you a better explanation as to what it is I'm building. The concept of this isn't new. A lot of people are putting it into their kitchen cupboards right now, either when they build or actually adding these in now. The idea is to put shelves in that will roll out. People either do this as individual shelves, or the way I'm doing it, where when you pull on the door, all the shelves will pull out as one fell swoop as a very large drawer with shelves in it. This gives you the opportunity to have a nice deep cabinet, but without losing stuff at the very back of it. Because we all know what happens to a lot of cupboards, especially the base ones. The stuff at the back, you never see it once it goes in there. I did manage to get one of the upper cupboards up by myself. But at that point it was a lot more difficult, so Dan was really nice and came over to give me a hand lifting the rest of them. And if you guys have hung around this far, then my mission was a success, because I managed to make plywood boxes interesting. They're plywood boxes, guys. What do you really think I have to talk about? So instead, these overly dramatized filming angles. Next week I'll be doing the face frame, cleaning it up, and starting on the drawers. So it'll be a little bit more interesting next week. And if you want to see any of these other videos that I have posted, then by all means click on the links around here, and I've got some actual shop projects, not just upgrades. I'll see you next time, guys.